Hello again. It's time for new content. Downton Abbey. I hope you guys have heard of Downton Abbey because it is one of the greatest creations of all time that hit television. Minus the book. When I say hit television, I said that for a reason. So, yeah. Let me just start off with things that I pretty much like about Downton Abbey. I would have to say characters. Characters are big. I have to say the actors and actresses did a really good job pulling in the emotion and the plot and kind of just making it, believable and what you would really expect at Downton Abbey. I'm pretty sure, through the book and fairly, I don't know, I think there was a documentary on it. I'm not really sure. And, it sucks. I feel like I can't even call myself a true fan because all I know about Downton Abbey is the show. I haven't really, read the book. I've heard of it, and I've, thought to look it up any chance I could possibly get, but I, ew, like hair on my lip. But, yeah, just a lot of things that I haven't really necessarily done when it comes to Downton Abbey. Hasn't really done my research, but I believe I remember first seeing it on, God, there it is again. What is this? Why is this happening? God. I remember seeing it on Hulu. And Hulu had it on, I believe, their British period dramas. And I decided to watch it because I thought maybe, hey, let's watch a series. Because I tried watching American Horror Story and I don't know, it just fell out. I guess I didn't really like the feel of it, really. I mean, the characters I wasn't really feeling either. So I kind of just tossed it aside because my boyfriend was telling me, oh, watch it this, watch it that. And, I gave it a chance. That's what I did. I gave it a chance, and I mean, nothing really good came out of it. But I'm thinking of actually watching it and giving it a try. But anyway, back to Downton Abbey. It was a pretty interesting show. I remember watching the first episode, and I'm just like, wow, the first person I fell in love with on this show was Mary Crawley, aka Michelle Dockery. I have to say she's one of the most beautiful women, inside and out, I've ever come to meet on screen. And I just admired her. She was just very smart, very articulate and particular to what she wants. And I really admired that. I admired her strength, and it just seemed like almost every guy really, liked her, or, started to get all these feelings for her and stuff. And I just noticed that she had, really bad hardships when it came to her love life. Matthew. I don't know, I just thought they seemed really cute together, and it just what's the problem? Why can't they be together? There was just all these complications from the war, from his fiance. I even forgot her name. Watch, when I'm done recording this, it's gonna come to me. But pretty sure it starts with an S. And was it? Wait a minute. Was it Shirley? Not really sure. Thinking it's Shirley. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, I really fell in love with Mary Crawley and her mom, Lady Grantham. She seemed very, very, just really soft and caring as a person. Even though she kind of laid down the law, but she was just gentle at the same time. Kind of reminded me of a usual anime mom. On the shows, I would see them, they're all nice, but then someone crosses her, they're while being nice, she tells them off. that's what I liked about her. And the rest of the sisters. Edith is, I would have to say, I mean, my least favorite, in the beginning, she was my least favorite. I just like, what does this girl bring to the table? I mean, I didn't really know much about her, and I didn't really think she, I don't know, fit in with the rest of the cast, honestly, when it came to her family. Comparing her to Mary, I didn't really think she was, all that, but now, their other sister, Sybil, she just had a really big heart. It seemed like she really, enjoyed helping people, especially when the whole war was going on. She decided to practice, as a nurse, and she attended these, rallies and these meetings, city or town meetings, and she would speak her mind, even though, she's a woman, and women usually aren't supposed to do that. She decides to do it anyway, instead of, because they're sisters, they kind of were just at the estate, just carrying on like normal life, and just kind of being a little bit depressed about it, but she actually took action, so that, I really admired her for that. Now, when I found out that she was actually, liking the chauffeur, and at first I'm like, I think that all passed, and that she's just gonna dump him, but really, a really lovely romance just blossoms, and I just love that, like the chemistry between them, and the chemistry between the family, even though at first they didn't seem to really like him, because he's a chauffeur. They would think that Sybil would marry an earl or some sort, or, not a man of the wheels, as we would say, or cars, or knows anything about the laborious task and forced work, but I don't know, I just found it really cute, and again, she kind of does what she wants, and she just set off. She just went to Ireland and married him, and of course that was a big step. Everyone didn't really think that she'd go through with it, but she did, with her parents not very well accepting, the fact that she just ran away with him and just kind of eloped. But later on, they started to accept, because that's his daughter, that's their daughter, and that's their sister, and it's just something they should just accept. She loves him, and after, God, I was so upset when I found out that Sybil kind of died. She died, with birth complications. I think it was some sort of infection, and the doctor, it was 2 doctors, but it was a big mess. Chose the wrong method of going about this, ended up killing her, but they weren't really sure. But this is what made it crazy, was the fact that decision, there was 2 ultimate decisions, and they just chose one, just going by a doctor that they barely knew, and then there was a doctor that, has taken care of the family ever since, they became a family. So it was a little sad that I was like, why didn't you believe him? He knows, the family, so why would you just take this doctor, this quack, as you would call it, and just go by what he says? And it wasn't even true. So, that cost her, ultimately, her life. Personally though, I'm not really sure if she would have lived either way, but I think they should have followed the family doctor's suggestion, because, honestly, I think she'd still live, but I'm not really sure. I'm a little confused and a little mixed with the whole subject, but yeah, she died. She gave birth to a beautiful girl, and they named her after Sybil. Thomas did. Well, that's her name, Thomas. Or Tom. And of course, it was just depressing, and how she died, and of course when Matthew died, Mary was just distraught. She was just depressed for those entire 6 months after Matthew's death and giving birth to a child. She was just a dark cloud, and a lot of people were pointing it out, and she just didn't understand why people were just being so insensitive to the fact that her husband died, and that, you know, she just can't move on, like, but Mr. Carson got her out of the funk, and, you know, being with her ever since she was a little girl, he got her out of it, because the world keeps going, even though that person died. But, you know, again, if I was in her shoes, you know, I'd be the same way. I just have no life in me. No, not caring. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'd be different if I actually had, you know, my husband's child, you know. But, hey, it's a difficult and very stressful, as well as very hurtful situation. It hurts, man. I mean, that's internal hurting that probably may last forever, she let it. But, of course, she's always gonna hurt. But, you know, of course, in time, people get past it. And she got past it, and she became the hair, basically. So she Matthew's job, she had Matthew's job now. So she handled the business when it came to Downton, and, you know, with Thomas and with her father. There's been a lot of romantic slots when it came to the eligible bachelors for Mary. She seemed very reluctant to have any relations, because, you know, after Matthew dies, I mean, I would feel the same way. Like, if my significant other suddenly died, I wouldn't want to be dating for a while, or having someone court me at all. I'm not feeling it. I mean, and I remember this one quote when, oh god, all these names are remembered, and then right when I'm in front of you guys talking, can't remember a thing. I freaking hate that. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about, though. The one that asked her to marry him, even though he was gonna break off his engagement with his fiance to be with Mary. He told her he loved her, and she felt, you know, they just met, but, you know, they know each other since they were little, but, I mean, they're kind of meeting each other now, so it's like a whole new introduction. I mean, he says that they know each other, but really, in reality, they really don't know each other. Technically, they don't, but she turned him down, and she's like, I remember she said, just like how your brain, I'm filled in your brain, or something like that. She's like, Matthew fills mine, and she, you know, still. And I'm just like, that is so true. I mean, and at that point, he didn't fight her or anything. He didn't, you know, he was like, you know, you gave her this look. You're right. And then he accepted it, asked for one last kiss. They had like this amazing kiss. And it seemed after she rejected his offer, there you go, his fiance, well, they ended up getting that guy, or that man, and Miss Sinclair, they both got married, or getting scheduled to get married. And Mary, it's just different takes of the show. She seemed to have regretted it, and she did say a few things that made it seem that she had, but she didn't necessarily say it, but we all got the gist and the feel of the fact that she did regret it. But of course, maybe she thought about it again, saying, you know, she just wouldn't really be happy with, you know, just she's just not ready. Personally, I don't think she's ready for another man in her life. But yeah, that's enough with the Crawleys for now, because you know there's a lot more information with them and how I feel. But here's downstairs, the staff. I have to say what's really interesting about the staff is the fact that their problems may not just, their problems seem to be really big. No one, of course, really died within the staff, but people come and go. That causes, that's mostly a tragedy in the eyes of the staff. But, you know, the death's happening upstairs as, you know, the Crawley family. It's just sad. I didn't necessarily understand certain actions of the staff. The staff seemed, okay, wait, let me break it down. Let me start with a favorite. Okay, my favorite staff member would have to be, actually there's a few. I like Thomas. A lot of people within the staff don't like Thomas because he's legitimately an evil person and manipulative. And I don't know, but I thought he was an interesting character, and I just wanted to delve deep down and wonder, you know, why does everyone hate him? And I kind of see it. He's manipulative, and I don't know, he just doesn't really know how to connect and talk to people, honestly. So there's Thomas. Then there's Daisy. I really like Daisy. I think Daisy's very wholesome, and she seems to really want to prove things to people in a good way, so make herself better as a person, as a worker, you know, advancing, you know. And I really admired that about her, and she was really true with her feelings, especially with her late husband as of now. She only married him out of pity, and she didn't really love him, and she felt guilty because, you know, when he died, suppose you get, because she's a widow, she gets some of his inheritance or belongings and whatnot, and she just felt bad. She just didn't feel like it was her right to do that, even though legally she was his wife, even if it was that short amount. He was on his deathbed and they both got married at that moment. She was a bride. She didn't love him. And Mrs. Patmore was just, you know, don't break his heart. You should marry him anyway. He really loves you. Why are you gonna do that to him? And she just felt like it's even worse if you actually lie about it and you're not truthful. Let me tell you, he was head over heels for her. I think about it now, it's sad, you know, going to the army and whatnot. But then she started liking Alfred, and Alfred seemed very wholesome as well. He seemed very confident, a good confident, kind of more to himself, and love-struck with Ivy. And Ivy was with, I forget his name, blonde-haired guy. The guy that Thomas had an interest in. One of my favorite twists in the show. I am a Yaoi fangirl, so that was kind of cute. I was like, oh my god. And I thought maybe they'd get together, but he does not swing that way. Thomas does. He does not. I don't even think they're really. Thomas wanted to be friends with him, but just, I don't know at this point if it really works out or not. But yeah, Alfred seemed really nice, and he loves to cook, which is really cute. So I was happy when he decided to try out to be in the cooking school, and it was really nice. He didn't make it, but you know, everyone told him, you know, be strong, you can do it. Daisy really liked Alfred. Alfred didn't like Daisy. He only saw her as a friend. He liked Ivy, but Ivy was with the blonde-haired guy, so he just felt a little betrayed because it seemed like it was kind of, they were like a circle. But Daisy wasn't very, you know, particularly with the fact that she liked Alfred and Ivy didn't, and it made her feel bad because, you know, here's someone that actually likes you, but then you like her, and I'm like, oh, that situation. Of course, I mean, I'm pretty sure majority of people, you guys, have been in that situation. I mean, if you have, you know, please, you know, do a response video, comment. You know, I really would like to hear certain situations. I mean, I feel it very interesting. I like relationship stuff when it comes to stories or problems, or, well, no one likes problems in a relationship, but hearing about it as story-wise, yes, makes it more interesting. And then there's like different solutions with it and whatnot. But anyway, I will later on make a part 2 that's more, I guess, together, because I just feel like this is kind of jumbled up, and I just decided to be in front of the camera because I just kind of have to practice, so I can do a full-on story that's not choppy in the middle and me saying all the time. So I think it's very annoying, and and all these different words and gurgles and whatnot. So I'm gonna end it here, and thank you for watching. I hope to bring more content soon. Like I said, leave your comments and your response videos if you like in the, I mean, and I also accept flames, so it's what you guys feel. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. So thank you for watching, and comments.